What's up, guys? My name is MadSquash924. Welcome back to another episode of Night Call, Part 5. Today is the day where we are going to do some more of these eyeball-looking things. Well, these sightseeing places for possible evidence and such. And we get to do more sightseeing with our customers. Now, I do see a kitty. It would be kind of cool to get a kitty. However, should we? Probably not. We need money. We need to get paid, right? So either we should get a customer first, I think, or we should do one of these events. The only reason I think we should do one of these events first, maybe, is because it's close by. But maybe we shouldn't. Let's do this one. And as usual, if you guys haven't seen this before, oh, let's see. A bus full of soccer fans is slugging about the road. A kid waves at you from his seat. You wave back. But if you haven't seen this game, you guys should know this is very visual novel-esque. So, if you guys are doing something, feel free to have it around in the background so you can just do what you are doing. Because this is a story-based game where we play as these characters. And feel free to turn up your earbuds. This guy's name is Francois de la Nery. He wants to go 5.14 kilometers away for 17.47 euros. You immediately recognize the passenger getting in your taxi. You never watch television. Rarely listen to the radio. You don't read the newspaper, and yet you know Francois de la Nery's face. Poemist, novelist, columnist, politician too, you think. Your passenger distractedly gives you his address. You start driving. He appears to be out of breath. His voice and hands are shaking. Unbelievable. He separates each syllable as if it's going to protect him from the violence around him. Unbelievable. Is everything okay? Can you even begin to fathom what a public danger this represents? Excuse me? A mere 5 minutes ago, I wanted to cross the street. Suddenly, slicing through the darkness, in deafening silence came an electric car. Its asphalt-coated tires drove right over the tip of my loafer. It's shot, I can tell. The leather is compressed and streaked with mud and soot. It's a travesty! A travesty! He begins writing furiously. You catch a few words from time to time. What for? For the environment? Create more roads. Road deaths? No. Save polar bears? He leaves you hanging for a second before grinning. Another badly thought out stunt from the Snowflake hipster lobby. Quinoa. Electric planes that will crash into Charles de Gaulle Airport without a sound. You hear a throaty laugh. The Earth, safe, intact, clean. But at what cost? No way, Jose. Our planet produces oil, so we must use it. It would be unnatural not to. Yeah. Unnatural indeed. He chuckles crudely. Rise up in the defense of the sweet purr of the convertible just as they would a hoot of the owl in danger of extinction. In the lush forest of the Champagne region? Murderer! Assassin! The furious silence, the ferocious silence made to oppress us. He puts down his notebook. A wolfish grin spreads across his face. Yes, magnificent. Editorial, just magnificent. What about you? Would you want to have a silenced car? No, it doesn't matter. See now, see, I am not the least bit surprised. And if taxi drivers don't like them, then something's definitely wrong with this world. Seriously though, I'm being straight with you. No bells and whistles. It's God's honest truth. A city without noise is not a city. Mark my words. You drive in silence for a few minutes. In the back seat, the homicist is fuming, and you catch occasional snippets of nonsense. The taxi has almost reached your passenger's place. It's just here. You pull up in the front of his address. An old building, freshly renovated. On the top floor, the bay windows shine faintly in the darkness as the Eiffel Tower spotlight washes over them. Your passenger sighs. The devils. The fools! It's the middle of the night and they're still having the time of their lives. He opens the window on his side and screams at a packed cafe. The heated patio is filled with young people, well dressed and quite drunk. When will you cease this madness? Then turns to you to whisper, as if in secret. Every night, they make one hell of a racket. It's impossible to get a wink of sleep. He pays, gets out of the car, and is in front of the bar in 3 angry leaps. You can hear his voice from far away, a few words, and some outdated swearing with a whiff of some senility. You stop listening and drive off. Well, we got paid, so that's good. Where are we? There is... Okay, we do have some customers nearby. Actually, one's literally on top of us. So let's do that one. Somewhere in one of the buildings around you, a dog is barking up a storm. His name is Chantal Lemanier. I just want to ride around. Weird. When you see your next passenger, your first instinct is to prepare yourself for a fight. Yeah, it should be weird. It's almost automatic. Something about the way she holds herself, her super wide shoulders, her huge hands opening the door. This woman must be a champion, weightlifter, or something. Good evening, sir. You're not particularly surprised by her low voice. Oh, okay, I'll try a lower voice. But there's something incredibly gentle about the way she looks at you. Could you please, drive around the outer belt? Of course. Perfect. Perfect. She settles into the back seat. You start driving. The taxi leaves its parking spot and starts up an avenue, down a boulevard. After a few minutes of calm and silent driving, you get to the outer belt. You're probably wondering why I want you to do this, aren't you? A small yawn takes over her face. I mean, it's none of my business, so... That's the kind of driver you are? You just drive without knowing why? You don't care? Yeah, more or less. That's commendable. After an impressively long pause during which your passenger's face shakes with another yawn. I couldn't do your job. I think I would be too aggressive with passengers. The lights on the outer belt line up on the dashboard. Your passenger blinks. I don't know if it's just the lights, the way they're placed, or the back and forth between tunnels and bridges. I don't quite know what makes me... The outer belt puts me to sleep. So, tonight, since I cleaned out most of my colleagues playing tarot, I'm treating myself to a little... Well, she smiles. All the while closing her eyes. The enormous woman on your backseat begins to snore. You smile, and keep driving without so much as another word. Little by little, her snoring subsides, and gives way to bits of phrases. She is unaware she's mumbling. I have a toe. Socialist. Wants me dead. Your passenger wakes up abruptly. Take me home. I'm ready for bed. She falls asleep again as you exit the outer belt to bring her home. In back, discreet, peaceful, hypnotic snoring. You shake your head and attempt to push away your own violent desire to sleep. Many long minutes later, you return to the pickup point. With her eyes still shut, your passenger takes a wallet out of her pocket. You know, I can't sleep because I'm consumed. Consumed with an idea. She opens her eyes. The world we live in, our current situation, it all could be taken care of if I took a gun and shot a pile of lead into our government. You can't believe your ears. Lined up against the wall, one after another, and bam, 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 bam. She smiles. Her fingers reach out with cash. Then I would sleep soundly. But only if our president, our government, only if they were all lying at the bottom of a mass grave. Unmarked, no gravestone. In total and utter indifference. That's what scares them most. Not leaving any mark behind. As slow as humanly possible, she hands you a bill. Thank you for everything. You were perfect. She gently opens the door and slides outside. She closes it behind her and walks towards her place without a word. Almost like she were sleepwalking. Once she shuts the door to her building, you get back to your night. Just dying to sleep. She barely gave us any money. She wasted our time and then she rambled on about some crazy nonsense. One's just dark. Right here? I don't even know what that could be. Can't be good. Well, let's find out. Must be safe, right? Xavier Tersev. Okay. I need to, get out of here. You pull up next to the sidewalk, a few meters from an abandoned warehouse. No sign of your passenger. You wait a minute, staring at the meter. You really don't feel like wasting your time on people who... You hear a window break on the second floor of the warehouse. A body falls heavily to the sidewalk. You lay your hand on the door handle when a man, dressed entirely in black, jumps out of the window and lands on the body. He stands up and takes a few steps over to your cab. Are you the cab I ordered? You nod your head very, very slowly. Super. I am the one you were waiting for. Be right there. He turns around, places his fingers on the neck of an inanimate body, takes his pulse. He comes back over, opens the door, and jumps into the back seat. You can start driving. Newly, please. You follow orders without a second thought. In back, your passenger smells like sweat and gunpowder. He's been running. Been a fight? Perhaps. Probably. His muscles bulge in rhythm with his heart, which is racing. Say nothing. Silence fills the cab until your passenger cries out in pain. Okay. Alright. Come on, let's talk about the elephant in the room. You're on to me and you know it. I am the masked Joker. Silence. You squint to get a closer look at your passenger. The masked Joker. The hero that makes Parisian nights more peaceful, no? You slowly shake your head. Nope, doesn't ring a bell. I'm all over Twitter, so probably on the radio and the newspapers, I think. And what exactly do you do? I protect people. I'm a guardian. Like a superhero? No, I don't have any superpowers. But it's the same idea. Yes, I mean, for the moment I mostly take care of small-time crooks, pickpockets. It's not very prestigious, but you have to start somewhere. You open your mouth, but nothing worth saying comes out. Oh, right. I mean, that makes sense. So, how about the name? You like it? I'm not sure I get it. It's Joker, like the card. And mask because I'm wearing a mask. Silence ensues. Your passenger eventually clears his throat. See, I wanted something that wasn't too, He searches for the right word, beats around the bush, and eventually comes out with, problematic. I did a lot of brainstorming and came up with the masked Joker. I haven't gotten great feedback, but it's hard these days to find a name everyone likes. You have to make sacrifices if you want your core business to succeed. That's what they tell us at the school, anyway. At school? Yes, and ENK. He freezes. Shit, I almost gave you the name of my school. What an idiot. Can you imagine if Bruce Wayne went around telling everyone he was Bruce Wayne? Huh? No, Batman. If Batman went around telling everyone he was Bruce Wayne. I'm getting all mixed up. He touches his side for a while, like he's looking for a wound. You're getting close to your destination. I think I'm hurt. You want me to take you to the hospital? No, I'm fine. I shouldn't have jumped out of the window like that. But you already were coming down the street and I didn't want you to make you wait, you know? You smile. Pull over. Right there in front of the driveway. You obey. Don't worry, it's just a flesh wound. I'll be home in 2 minutes and have everything I need to take care of myself. He pays and struggles to get out of the cab. One last thing. Please don't say anything about Inkid. I'm trying to lead a double life and it's not super easy. Of course. Perfect. I hope so. He doubles over in a coughing spell. See you again sometime. Well, take good care of yourself. I'll be much better soon, no worries. He looks at you for a minute. You're a really classy guy. He walks away, limping. You watch him as he tries several times to enter his building code before heading inside, finally. As you go to start the engine, you notice a few drops of blood on your fingers. From the bills your passenger handed you. Wow. Crazy. This night has gone on kind of fast. So we're almost at the end of the night. So we can go and find somebody else. We could go home. We probably should just go home and see if we can find any more evidence to place on the board. So let's do that. We didn't get to do many customers this time through for this night. Let's see, we know more about Piero. Oh yeah, he was one from the last episode if you guys saw him. He told us he was gay, that's right. So, yeah, we're not making a lot of money here. We're losing some money. We need to make a lot more cash if we're gonna survive this, you know? You take a few minutes to update your board with your new clues. Your neighbor flushes the toilet. Out of the corner of your eye, you can see the pipe shake. You crack your knuckles and get to work. Okay, so we have this file left. There we go. Let's check up here. See what we got on the board. So this goes to no one. This is only for you. This is shared. And that seems to be all we can do here at the moment. So, let's end the night. Hopefully ending the night early will give us more time next time. The phone rings, and you jump. You're not used to hearing it. No one ever calls you. It must be Bussett. You pick up. Bussett sounds irritated. You there? Yeah. Yeah. Listen, it's, She pauses. You suddenly hear a ruckus in the background. Probably noise at the station. Bussett raises her voice. Anyone got the time? Hey, guys, anyone? Fuck, they're on the end of us here. Listen, it's early and I'm wiped out. So are you, I bet. Let's get straight to the point. What do you have for me? In a calm and methodical voice, you start giving her the evidence you have collected thus far. You start with the first suspect, their connections to the victims, the rumors, then the second suspect, and so on and so forth. A few minutes in, she lets out a whistle. Phew, not bad at all. Seriously, you should come and give a lesson to the zombies I work with. A long sigh. I have some good news for you. We checked the alibi of one of the suspects I gave you, and, As you listen to her, you turn to the board and pull down the suspect she's referring to. So, it's gotta be someone else. She snickers. You know how lucky you are? I'm doing your job for you, pal. Okay, enough chit-chat, I gotta run. I'll call you in 3 days, okay? Okay. I'll call you in 3 days, and you better have what I need to make a proper arrest. The DA has fangs. We're pretty sure he's going to turn into a werewolf at some point. She babbles on for a while. Her voice becomes softer, but just as sarcastic. That would explain his terrible breath. Okay, I'm out. She hangs up. You hold the handset to your ear for a while. You have just one thing in mind. Sleeping. And forgetting it all. Okay, so she's not on the board, okay. With a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. You pull open the sofa bed, which unfolds with an unpleasant creak. You collapse onto the mattress. The events of the day run through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. Your brain is running at full speed. Your body aches, and you are in pain. You can tell you need to get some more sleep. You glance at your investigation board. It's slowly filling up. You wipe your hand over your face like it'll help sleep come. Your fingers are shaking. Stress, probably. You shake your head, and your mind wanders for a second. Your eyes close, and you can feel yourself drifting off. Until you hear a voice break out in the distance. It looks Tunisian. and then silence. You close your eyes without any idea where the voice is coming from. A second later, you're asleep. You open one eye. For a second there, you hoped the evidence board was just a dream too. But you can make it out in the shadows. You get up quickly. And a few minutes later, you're outside of your studio as night 4 begins. Okay, we sell plenty of fuel, which is good. And who's nearby? Okay, so there's this individual again. We know him. We could try to get more information out of him. He seemed a little bit nutty. None of our main suspects are around. So let's actually go to one of these, and then after that, we will see about some customers, perhaps. From outside, the Montparnasse gun store looks like any other shop. A plain, discreet front window, sliding doors. But inside, they sell handguns, machine guns, knives, and even grenades. It's your first time here, but you've already had its owner in your cab. The store opens really early so that patrons can come train at the shooting range. As you walk up to the counter, you hear the distant noise of gunshots under your feet. It's an unsettling experience. Can I help you? It's the owner speaking, an older woman with a hunched back. She's been selling weapons since the 70s. She's cheeky in a typically Parisian way, and her wrinkles carve craters across her face. It's you. It's been ages. Come closer. You make small talk, and eventually decide to go for it. I have a question for you. It's about a weapon. You slide the photo of the shell across the counter. She looks slowly up at you. Where's the photo from? She's been doing this for years, and you doubt you can pull one over on her. I found it on the ground. Yeah, right, get the fuck out of here. You recoil at the bitterness in her voice. Listen, I'm just looking for more information about this shell, okay? I don't talk to filthy liars like you. Get out. She points to the door. The police gave it to me. Yeah, and how did you just end up with police photos? Well, I'm helping them out. You know perfectly well this lady never smiles, but something on her face shifts ever so slightly into what might be construed as a small grin. I'm not surprised. You always were the type to want to help people out. She practically rips the photo out of your hands. You give her as many details as you can. She thinks for a while. The shop door opens, and a woman, probably a cop from her appearance, comes in. She greets the owner and disappears downstairs. When she opens the door, it creaks, and the smell of gunpowder spreads through the shop. It's funny, this doesn't fit with what you told me. The shell is in perfect shape. And you told me the bullets are also completely clean. But it's old ammo, you can tell that. No scratches, but there are a few oxidation stains, and her voice grows darker all of a sudden, like something had escaped from her. In my opinion, it's from an old weapon, perfectly maintained, by someone who knew what they were doing. In light of what you told me, I'd say it belonged to a cop or a soldier. It could be a family weapon. It was a police service weapon in the 1970s. Either a cop held on to it or the guy you're looking for inherited it. That judge there, he's a pro. You raise your head to meet her gaze. Her old bones make that slight shift again, the one that could be construed as a smile. Or actually, maybe she. You know, lots of women shoot, and I give classes if you have any lady friends who are interested. Back in your cab. You glance back at the shop. You don't know how this woman knew all that. But anyway, you start your taxi. You have what you need to move forward with your investigation. And a coupon for a class on shooting automatic weapons. That weren't too bad. Didn't take much time either, which is good. And I think with that, this is actually a good spot for us to end today's episode of Night's Call. Hope you guys all enjoyed today's episode. If you guys have, make sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment. Tell me what you guys think of today's episode, of course. And if you're new to my channel or have been watching me for a little while and you haven't done so as of yet, and you like what you see, feel free to subscribe to me on YouTube at MadSquash924. And don't forget to ring the bell so you can get notified for when a new episode comes out. On the next episode, we got lots of customers to deal with because we need to actually make some cash here because we are still in the red for actual profit. So we probably should be doing more of those, I would think. And probably stop trying to give rise to random strangers or such that aren't really giving us the money that we kind of need. So I guess we can't be picking up stray cats and stuff that I keep seeing photos here and there of. Or this weird robot thing. Maybe the robot thing. I don't know. We'll see. Goodbye, everybody.